Game 2 of the day at Palm Springs Stadium about to begin as the Alberta Grizzly take on the Toronto Rush. Jacob Kronberg joined by Evan Smizer here in Palm Springs, Southern California. The Grizzly 2-1 on the year, the Rush 2-1 as well. So one of these teams, a shot at first place in the CWL after today, Evan.
Well, I think it'll be a very interesting matchup today, Jacob. Of course, you have two teams sitting at 2-1. Both of them also had the day off yesterday. Should be pretty fresh, possibly a little bit of an expanded pitching rotation compared to other days. And two teams who haven't necessarily lit up the charts as far as statistics are concerned, but they found a way to win nonetheless.
Starting pitcher for the Rush, who are the home team in this contest, Alec Pascal. The 6-foot right-hander from Orlando, Florida, making his third appearance of the year. He's given up limited action, just 2 hits over 5 innings. He's got a save. He's given up just a single run, and he gets the start today for the Rush. The lineup he faces for the Grizzly looks like this. Andre White leads off, followed by Sam Frontino and Rio Kogure. Noah Areola, Jay Call, and Will Manjurian makes up the middle third of the order, while Vincent Bird Jr., Anthony Pamilia, and Jackson Murphy round it out. White digs into the box, crowding in the lefty batter's box. Pascal works only from the stretch, and his first pitch fastball is swung over for strike one. We are underway. 12:38 first pitch. It's 61 degrees and sunny in Palm Springs, with 12-mile-per-hour winds coming out of the north. Pascal, working from the first base side of the rubber, delivers home and gets a swing and miss on the changeup for strike two. Right on left the matchup. Infield plays White straight up. Outfield plays him to pull in the 0-2. On the inside corner, strike three called. And a picture-perfect start for Alec Pascal in the Rush as he retires White on 3 pitches and gets ready to duel with Sam Frontino, the Grizzly second baseman. Still looking for his first hit of the CWL season, but he has been on base 5 times, hit twice, and has drawn 3 walks as the right-handed hitter takes a curveball up for ball 1. The Rush defensive alignment, Alec Pascal on the mound, Lolo Williams with the catching duties today as Pascal works a belt high set. 1-0 fastball picks off the outer edge for a called strike 1. Michael Cooper at first, Howard Rodriguez and Freddie Tlatenci up the middle. Anthony Lipsy works the hot corner. Left to right in the outfield, Noah Lashley, Jorge Duran, and Kevin Johnson. 1-1 misses down and out, ball 2. The Rush with the baby blue tops, white bottoms. Rush in white written across the chest, white numbers on the back. They've got the CWL hats, gray bases, black brims, and the California Winter League logo on the front. 2-1 in there for a called strike 2. And Pascal working well early. He faces Frontino from Novelty, Ohio. Pascal, long set, the 2-2 home, breaking ball. In there, strike 3 called. Frontino can't believe it, but the front door curve gets him for out number 2.
And Jacob, you wisely brought up at the top of the broadcast how impressive Pascal's been over his first 2 outings. This start couldn't get any better right now. He established the fastball really well to punch out White looking, and that curveball we just saw to Frontino was excellent. Slow, big looping, and really caught him off balance. Just couldn't pull the trigger.
Couple of freeze frames early as Rio Kogure digs in. Takes a fastball at the knees for strike 1. Kogure, a left-handed hitting shortstop out of Japan. Behind 0-1, Pascal kicks and goes, and Kogure drills it out toward right field. Johnson going back. It's over his head. It's going to 2-hop the wall. Kogure around first going for second. He'll put the brakes on there as he's in with a 2-out stand-up double.
Really nice piece of hitting we just saw from Kogure. That pitch right there from Pascal caught way too much of the middle of the plate. It just kind of sat up there, almost begging to be hit a ton. And Kogure did just that, hitting a missile over the right fielder Johnson's head.
Even with the wind blowing in today, through game one and now an inning of game two, we've seen the ball carry a little bit more. Some guys flirting with that warning track. We've only seen one stadium home run this year, and that was Danny Carnazzo. So Kogure off second for Noah Areola, who takes a slider away for ball one. Areola from West Covina, California, 20 years old. It's his first playing experience post-high school. Pascal checks the runner, now goes home. And the fastball finds the outside black and is called a strike. Lipsy hugs the line at third. The shortstop, Latenchi, in the hole. Infielders on the right side play halfway. Pascal's 1-1. Same spot. Fastball called a strike. No score, top of the first between the Rush and the Grizzly. Alberta does have a man in scoring position here with two down. Right on right, the matchup. Pascal stares down the runner. The 1-2 pitch well outside. Evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Noah Areola. It was 1 for 5 on the season. 2-2 breaking ball. Waved at and missed, strike 3. Alec Pascal strikes out 3 in the inning and works around a 2-out double by Rio Kogure. Scoreless through half an inning of play. We go to the bottom half of the first after this on the CWL YouTube. No score between the Grizzly and the Rush as we begin the bottom of the first. Rush hitting for the first time in the contest. Jacob Kronberg, Evan Schmeiser here on the CWL YouTube. And it's Yuto Odaki on the mound for the Grizzly. The tall right-hander serves a fastball to Anthony Lipsy. He drives it the other way, and it's over the head of Jake Hall and rolling to the wall. Lipsy around first, going for second. He'll stop there, standing up with a leadoff. Opposite field double. Blistering start for the Rush.
Well, that was a big hit delivered right there from Anthony Lipsy. You have the Rush. They're already struggling a bit at the plate coming in, hitting only .224 as a team. Really just tremendous piece of hitting. You got a fastball. Almost looked like he was completely ready for it, as if it was a batting practice fastball. That was a missile he delivered out to right.
We've seen the Rush as a team do it pretty consistently, swinging early in counts against opponent starters. Kogure plays in the back pocket of Lipsy as Odaki goes home. First pitch bounced to third. Long hop, gloved by Areola. Sets his feet. Throw to first is wide. Durant's there safely. Ball hops out of play. And Anthony Lipsy will get 2 bases on the overthrow. He comes in to score. Rush on the board first, leading 1-0, just 2 batters in after the E5.
The thing, I was just getting ready to say that the righty Duran needs to have a more productive at bat instead of first pitch, hitting a ground ball to third base, not advancing the runner. Initially, I thought it was a good play from Arriola, looking the runner back to second. His release slot, at least where he threw the ball out of his arm slot, looked to be a little bit more of a sidearm kind of throw. He didn't get on top of it all that well, and I think that's what led to the overthrow.
He kind of rushed it a bit off the speed of Duran. Brings up Michael Cooper with a man on second and nobody out. Odaki with the slide step. He misses low. One and 0 the count to Cooper, who had an incredible first couple of days of the CWL, won his first 8 plate appearances before he was retired. Has 5 hits already on the season as he takes a fastball down and in. Ball 2. Duran off second, runs well. Kogure keeping a close eye to him as the rest of the infield and outfield play Cooper to pull on the ground for the big left-handed bat. Odaki off the first base side of the rubber goes home, and Cooper pulls it up the middle and into right center field. It rolls for a base hit. Cutting it off in the gap is Hall. He throws to second as Duran comes around third to score. An RBI single for Michael Cooper, and the Rush lead 2-0 with still nobody out.
Good, smart piece of hitting we just saw from the lefty Cooper. He was looking for something to pull. He got a fastball towards the inner half. He turned on it nicely. Regardless of whether the ball was cut off by Frontino or not, it would have gotten the runner over the third base, but just how hard he hit it led to an RBI nonetheless.
3 straight runners reach for Toronto to begin things as their cleanup man McCoy Pierce takes a fastball up. 4-1. The Grizzly wear green tops, white bottoms. Grizzly written in white in all capital letters across the chest, white numbers on the back of the uniforms. As Pierce takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike. Odaki, the Alberta starter, making his second appearance of the year, second start. He is 0-1. Gave up 5 earned runs on 4 hits in his first appearance against the Power, struck out 3 and walked 3. As he spikes a curveball in the dirt for ball 2.
Odaki's going to have to try and elevate some fastballs, or at least try and back some of the hitters off the plate towards the inner half. These rush hitters are looking way too comfortable against Yuto Odaki.
This early start has shown that, up 2-0. Open stance for Pierce as Odaki uses the slide step and finds the outer edge with a fastball for a called strike 2. Infield playing Pierce to pull on the ground, with the second baseman Frontino shaded up the middle in identical spot to where Cooper just hit that ground ball single. Letter high set for Odaki. The 2-2. Broken back ground ball up the middle. Frontino's got it. Tosses the second for 1. Kogure over to first, not in time. That bat broke at the knob, and the barrel went nearly to the feet of Yuto Odaki. The Grizzly will taken out there on the lead runner. It's the first out of the inning. And McCoy Pierce takes the place of Michael Cooper at first with 1 down for Lolo Williams.
We've seen a few broken bats so far, but we've never really seen the barrel kind of launch itself out towards the pitcher's mound the way we just saw right there.
We saw another bat break on the knob yesterday, but the barrel swung all the way around to hit the back netting. Lolo Williams digs in. The Rush catcher takes a fastball in the dirt. Nice stop behind the plate by Jackson Murphy. 1-0 the count to Williams as Pierce leads off first. Odaki checks him, now goes home. Missing upstairs with the good old number 1.
And you hope that broken back can help Yuto Odaki find a little bit of confidence. Being able to fool a hitter that much to shatter his bat has got to be a good feeling.
Needs to settle in with his team down 2-0. 2-0 Williams. Cutter on the outer half called a strike. Lolo's 2 for 9 to start his CWL season. One of those hits is an RBI double in a win over the Lumberjacks. 2-1, popped up right side. Manjurian, the first baseman, back. Second baseman Frontino comes over, calls him off, and makes the catch, staggering backwards for out number 2. And now with 2 down, an opportunity for Odaki to limit the damage in this inning. 2 runs scored before an out was recorded, but now it's just a man on first and 2 down for Kevin Johnson, the Rush right fielder. Wind continues to swirl as the flags flutter in straightaway center. Calm blue sky behind it, though. Odaki with a staggered stance on the mound looks at Pierce. Now delivers home, curveball, gets away from Murphy. Jogging up 90 feet into scoring position is McCoy Pierce. McCoy Pierce.
That's a tough breaking ball right there for Murphy to try to handle behind the plate. That ball spiked right in front of the plate, and just the way it's spinning, difficult to do anything with a ball like that.
Yeah, you don't know if that ball's going to stay with the spin or hop away from it. 1-0 lifted to straightaway center field. Andre White has it lined up. Camps under, two-handed catch. Secures the out and ends the inning. It's the Toronto Rush on the scoreboard first with a 2 spot. In the opening frame, we go to the second. Rush in front 2-zip on the CWL YouTube. Top of the second inning, the Toronto Rush lead the Alberta Grizzly 2-0. Jacob Kronberg joined by Evan Schmeiser in the booth for this one. Alec Pascal out for his second inning of work, now trying to protect a 2-run lead. First pitch fastball on the way to Jake Hall is cut on and missed for strike 1. Right on right the matchup. Hall, big right-handed hitter, goes after the 0-1 and laces it into left field. Starting in, now retreating on it and recovering to make the catch is Noah Lashley for out number 1. Ball hit right at him, gave him some fits as he started in, but a nice job to recover and make the play.
Those line drives right at you in the outfield are easily the toughest that you could ever ask for. On a day like this, you really need to keep your eye on those flags out in center field. The breeze has calmed down significantly, so as an outfielder, you have to get a good idea as how the ball is going to jump on you.
1 out, nobody on for Will Manjurian, who takes a breaking ball up for ball 1. Manjurian 1 for 5. That one hit a triple. But other than that, is yet to put a ball in play. 4 strikeouts. Finish his early season resume. Pascal, the 1-0. Driven out toward right field. Retreating is Johnson. He lines it up and makes the catch. For out number 2. Couple of deep flyouts, one to left, one to right, begins this top of the second. And Pascal 1 out away from working that shutdown inning with his team in front 2-0.
Seemed like yesterday trying to record shutdown innings was a pretty elusive feat for a good amount of the pitchers that we saw. Really good sign for Pascal, but also a couple good swings in a row, as you mentioned, Jacob, with Jake Hall and Will Manjurian.
The bats continue to wake up for everyone as Vincent Bird Jr. goes after the first pitch, fouling it back and out of play for strike 1. Pascal spins the ball behind his back, glove tucked against the chest as he stares into home. Agrees on a sign with Lolo Williams. Now readies from the gut. 0-1. Fisted out behind second base. Circling under it, making the catch is Rodriguez. And a quick, crisp 1-2-3 second for Alec Pascal. Rush remain in front 2-0. We go to the home half of the inning after this on the CWL YouTube. Bottom 2, Howard Rodriguez leads off for the Rush. Rush in front of the Grizzly 2-0. After putting the first 4 men of the game on base, Yuto Odaki looks for a smoother second as he starts off Rodriguez with a fastball in the upper crust of the zone called strike 1. Rodriguez 1 for 5 to start the season. That run came in Monday's game. Rather, that hit and a run scored came in Monday's game in the win over the Lumberjacks as he takes a breaking ball up, ball 1. Right on right the matchup. And the 1-1 curve misses downstairs, ball 2. Rodriguez from Orlando, Florida, went to Shawnee State University and was a super utility player. Pops the 2-1 up into shallow right field. Drifting out is Frontino. In comes Hall. It's the right fielder Hall to make the call and the catch for out number 1. Wind had subsided a bit in that at-bat, made the fly ball a little more routine than we saw in game 1, where things were swirling 1 hit straight up.
That's a good sign from Odaki being able to set down the first batter here in the second inning. Now retiring 3 guys in a row. Really looking for him to try and record a shut inning just to keep his team in the game.
First pitch swinging is Freddie Tlatenchi. Slithering ground ball to the right side, picked by the first baseman Manjurian. He'll take it to the bag himself and record out number 2 on 1 pitch. On the verge of a 1-2-3 inning is Yuto Odaki. He's got to get through the 9-hitter Noah Lashley, a pitcher by trade or pitcher by what we've seen from him so far this year as he takes his first hack of the year and pops up a fastball on the right side. The second baseman, Frontino, played it perfectly, reaches up and makes the catch to retire the side. A 1-2-3 bounce back inning for Yuto Odaki, but the Rush remain in front 2-0 as we go to the 3rd.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're set for the top of the third inning. Grizzly looking to try and cut into that 2-0 deficit against the Toronto Rush. Rush able to put 2 runs on the board in the first inning. All 4 of the first batters reached base for the Rush. First pitch taken outside, Alec Pascal getting back to work. 3 strikeouts, only 1 hit allowed through a couple innings. Anthony Pamilia, Jackson Murphy, and then back to the top of the order, Andre White, the scheduled hitters. Pamilia, the designated hitter today, hits a second pitch on the ground on a couple hops to the third baseman Lipsy, and he zips it across the diamond for a quick first out. Five men in a row retired now from Pascal. There's 1 out in the third. Brings up the catcher, Jackson Murphy.
It's all about finding a rhythm if you're these pitchers early in the year. Continue to throw strikes, pound the zone, trust your defense behind you. And that's what Pascal has done. He struck out those first 2 guys, but now has pitched a lot to contact.
Murphy takes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Jackson Murphy 2 for 5 on the young season with a double out of Lafayette, Louisiana. Also played a little bit of ball in Germany for the Hunstetten Storm. So that fastball is a little low and outside, 1-1. Murphy bats with 1 out, nobody on base in the top of the third. His Grizzly trailing the Rush 2-0.
It's so great how baseball's grown as a game. Leagues, teams all over the world.
Breaking ball on the outside corner, 1-2. I agree, Jacob. It really is a cool thing. We're seeing Major League Baseball especially having some games played in Mexico, having some games played throughout Europe.
Well, especially we've got the World Baseball Classic coming up in about a month.
That 1-2 breaking ball is on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Murphy didn't think so. He goes down looking nonetheless. 2 up, 2 down for Alec Pascal.
The World Baseball Classic definitely something on my bucket list, Evan. There's 2 sites this year, 1 out in Phoenix and 1 in Miami. Phoenix not too far from here, about 5 hours by car.
It's a pretty easy drive. Just hop right on 10. It'll take you right to Chase Field.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll be back in, I guess, home base New York, I would call it. By the time that rolls around, so a little further from both those destinations. But it'll be really cool to see these athletes all in ball representing their different countries.
I agree. Andre behind in the count 0-1. Struck out looking back in the first. Big swing and a miss on a breaking ball. He's down in the count 0-2.
But even beyond the World Baseball Classic, you mentioned the league in Germany for the Hunstetten Storm. You've got the Australian baseball leagues are so prevalent. You've got Serie A out in Italy.
Yep.
And, of course,
Israel's got a pretty good baseball league,
you've got professional league out there. You've got the Korean baseball league, the Japanese leagues.
That breaking ball ran inside, and it caught Andre White right in the leg. A break for him in the Grizzly. That was an 0-2 pitch. And so he'll take his base now with 2 outs.
Some of those places, like here in the winter, you can play baseball in what would be considered the off season. So there's a lot of guys who even play in the independent baseball leagues around the states who go out to Australia and play in the summer or in the winter.
Yeah, you'll get guys going to like the Dominican Republic to play baseball this time of year, or some of those other islands.
It's really become a year-round sport.
It's a beautiful thing. San Frantino takes a fastball in the outside corner, 0-1. Pascal able to work ahead in the count once again. Frantino struck out looking back in the first. Part of 3 strikeouts recorded by Pascal back in that first inning. Now recording 4 overall. So we work out of the stretch. Short lead from first from White. Only about a couple steps off. That fastball's chopped on the ground, shortstop side. And let's go to second base for the quick force out. And that retires the side here in the top of the third. Grizzly able to get a 2-out base runner via the hit by pitch. Not able to do anything else with that. So we'll go to the bottom of the third. We'll see the Rush try to add on to their 2-0 lead when we return. We're just about set for the bottom of the third inning. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Jacob Kronberg. Top of the order due up for the Rush. Anthony Lipsy, Jorge Duran, Michael Cooper, the scheduled hitters. Yuto Odaki back out for his third inning of work. Giving up the 2 runs in the first inning, but a very nice and clean second frame. See what he has to offer in the third. There was a fastball. That ball's hit high in the air out to right field. Jake Hall over towards the line, shielding his eyes from the sun, and he makes a nice catch to put it away in fair territory. So a couple pitches and 1 quick out for Odaki and the Grizzly. A good sign for him.
Yeah, real nice job shading the sun if you're Jake Hall out there. We saw Lipsy go after the first pitch in his premier at-bat of the game, and really the first strike he's seen has often been the first swing you see from Anthony Lipsy. Loves to get to that fastball when he can.
The Rush, especially, and both teams have come out aggressive. That first pitch to Duran is in the dirt, ball 1. Jorge Duran reached on an error by the third baseman Noah Areola. A wild throw allowed Lipsy to come around to score on the play for the first of 2 first-inning runs for the Rush, who lead 2-0 over the Grizzly. Out of the windup is Odaki. That pitch is squibbled foul to the left side.
How about that snag by Michael Cooper in the on-deck circle? Offhand, big hack, doesn't jump out of the way, doesn't flinch, calmly has the hand positioned perfectly, ball hops into it like it's nothing.
You're hitting the ball the way Cooper is. You're going to feel pretty confident about whatever you do on the field. That ball's in the air, down the right field line, over his Hall again. He's not going to get it, and it's going to drop in for a fair ball. Oh, it looks like Duran might have hurt himself going around first base. He dives back into the first base bag to record a 1-out single.
Yeah, he came up a bit lame there, holding the back of his left leg.
One of our athletic trainers, Austin, is out to take a look at him. It almost looked like he hit the bag. He probably wasn't going to go to second anyway, but just going to take a bigger turn, and you can see him pull up right away. So we'll step aside for a moment, ladies and gentlemen, while Duran is being attended to, and we'll be back with hopefully a little bit more news in a moment. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, here in the third inning. So just to catch you up for a moment, Jorge Duran had just delivered a 1-out single with nobody on base down the right field line. He came up lame as he was rounding first base, some kind of leg injury. He had to be removed from the game as Michael Cooper, the third man, takes a pitch low, ball 1. Austin De La Cruz, wearing number 16, he comes in to pinch run, so he'll be in the second spot in the order for Duran. If we get any more word from Duran and his condition, we'll pass it along to you guys. Definitely seemed like a leg injury, though, as Odaki checks on the runner at first, not in time.
Yeah, may have just pulled something there coming around the base or booking it down the line.
It happens.
He saw that ball fluttering in, was thinking too.
Cooper swings at the second pitch, hits it off the end of the bat, foul, out of play left side. 1-1 the count. Michael Cooper came into today with a 3-way tie for the league lead with 4 RBIs. Some of those numbers certainly might have changed over the course of today with a game earlier at the stadium and a turf field.
Michael got his 5th in the first inning, too.
Yes, absolutely. Cooper 1 for 1 with that big RBI single, the first of 2 runs scored for the Rush, who lead 2-0. Slow off-speed pitch on the outside corner. Almost made Cooper kind of do a double take. Loading once, slow pitch coming in, and try to load again. So a 1-2 count now with Michael Cooper. De La Cruz over at first with 1 out. Lumberjack infield try to turn 2. That pitch low, 2-2. The shortstop, Rio Kogure, shaded way over towards the second base bag, playing Cooper to pull. Second baseman Frontino probably would like to play him more to pull, but trying to turn the double play.
Well, that's right where
shaded towards
Cooper
the middle.
hit it last time as well.
That's a good
They
point,
had
too.
him played in the hole, and he still found the empty space.
Here's the 2-2. Another slow breaking ball, and that's in there for a called strike 3. Cooper didn't think so. He couldn't believe that that slow, fluttering breaking ball ended up dropping right in there. But there's 2 outs nonetheless.
It's a beautiful pitch, and after that first inning, we've seen Odaki mix that slow 12-6 in there a little more, and it's catching guys off balance.
Also the first strikeout of the day for Yuto Odaki. McCoy Pierce, the cleanup man, will dig back in. He swings at the first pitch and hits it up in the air, foul out of play to the right side. Pierce reached on a fielder's choice back in the first in his only at-bat. That's now with 2 outs. The pinch runner, Austin De La Cruz, over at first, who came in for the injured Jorge Duran. Hurt himself rounding first base earlier in the inning, with his rush leading 2-0 over the Grizzly. Longer looking from Odaki, set with the 0-1, and that's low 1-1. We had an extremely windy first game here at the stadium as the Lumberjacks defeated the Chill 11-5. Now the Flags are completely calm. Odaki slide steps the 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1, and there goes De La Cruz. The throw down to second is not in time. It skips past Kogure. Good backup from Frontino, though. Good heads-up base run from De La Cruz. He moves up on the wild pitch. A ball in the dirt that did not get far away from the catcher, Murphy.
It's heads-up base running. Reading the breaking ball, seeing that it's going to miss low. And anything that hits the ground is going to be near impossible to pick and throw out anyone, let alone a speedy guy like De La Cruz.
Now a 2-out RBI opportunity for Pierce. He takes outside 3-1. Now interesting situation if you're Odaki. You have a decision to make. Do you go after the cleanup man, Pierce, down 3-1 in the count with first base open?
Attack.
That's what they're
early
here
in
to
the
do.
game.
That's up and away, ball 4. So intentional or not, the open base will be filled. McCoy Pierce draws a 2-out walk, puts men on first and second with 2 outs. So now it'll be left to the catcher, Lolo Williams, who will take just an extra moment to get his shin guards off. De La Cruz over at second base, and Pierce at first after drawing the walk. That was also the first walk of the game issued by Odaki. So he's been around the strike zone. And a lot of balls put in play, only recording the 1 strikeout. Coming a moment ago to Michael Cooper in that slow bender. That first pitch, big swing and a miss on a breaking ball to Lolo Williams. Got him out in front. Chance for a little bit of insurance for the Rush as they lead the Grizzly 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Odaki trying to work out of a 2-out jam with men on first and second. That pitch is high in the air, left center field, over towards the alleyway. Bird and White going over, and it's going to be Andre White, the center fielder, making the call and the catch in the alleyway in front of the bright sign on the left center field wall. So the Rush able to get a couple men aboard, aided by a single and a walk. They leave 2 men. So to the top of the 4th we go. It's still the Rush 2 and the Grizzly 0.
if you could.
We're set for the top of the 4th inning. Alec Pascal will get back to work on the mound for the Rush, entering his 4th inning of work. 3 innings, no runs allowed so far for Pascal. Only 1 hit surrendered. And he delivers a fastball high to Rio Kogure, the shortstop. Kogure doubled in the 1st inning on a deep fly ball over the head of Kevin Johnson. Grizzly trying to overcome a 2-0 deficit. That ball's out on a couple hops. Big hop. Good play by Rodriguez, the second baseman, and over the first for the first out. So 1 up, 1 down for the Grizzly in the 4th. We also have a change in the field. Austin De La Cruz, who came on to pinch run for Jorge Duran, who hurt his leg rounding first base just a half inning ago. He's now playing center field. So straight up Duran, or De La Cruz for Duran. Noah Arriola takes a breaking ball down and away, ball 1. Arriola struck out his only at bat coming in the 1st. 1 of 4 strikeouts on the day for Pascal through an inning in the 3rd. That ball's back towards the middle, not hit hard, but through the middle nonetheless for a base hit. No chance for the shortstop Tatenchi to try and get to it. Second hit of the day and a 1-out base runner for the Grizzly.
Yeah, good piece of hitting, strong wrists, held up long enough to take that breaking ball and just poke it right back up to shoot. Middle of the field was wide open. Arriola used it well. And now the Grizzly have a man on. It brings the tying run to the plate for him.
See if the Grizzly are able to do anything with this base runner. Good lead at first from Arriola as Jake Hall digs in. And Hall takes a fastball on the outer half, strike 1. Pascal with a longer hold that time to try to hold the runner. He went with a slide step. Hall lined out sharply to left field his first time up. See if he can try and hit something else hard. Another long look in from Pascal. He's sit with the 0-1. There goes the runner. Pitch is swung on left side through the hole for a base hit. Stopping at second is Arriola, who was running on the pitch. The ball was hit to left field. Second consecutive hit for the Grizzly. It puts men on first and second with only 1 out. Little hit and run put into action, possibly.
Yeah, the Grizz have something cooking. Those 2 quick runs from Toronto, and then Odaki shut him down the last couple of frames. And Alberta finally with a chance to strike against Alec Pascal.
And now it's Manjurian, looking to pick up his second hit of the season and also his first RBI. He bats him in on first and second with 1 out. He takes that pitch upstairs, 1-0. Manjurian flew out to right on a fairly well-hit ball, his only at-bat. Arriola over at second base, Hall at first, both of them with consecutive 1-out singles in the top of the 4th inning with their Grizzly trailing 2-0 to the Toronto Rush. Pascal delivers. That pitch is fouled straight back and over our heads. Count moves to 1-1 on the 6th man in the order, Manjurian. The Rush will look to turn 2. Rodriguez and Satenchi playing a good 3 or 4 steps in on the dirt from the outfield grass from their second base and shortstop spots respectively. No one holding Arriola on at second. There's a short lead. That ball's hit hard in the right field. Down the line, and that's going to drop foul. Looks like it was foul by about a foot. And that could have been trouble.
Yeah, Manjurian's put a couple of real good swings together over these last couple of days. A guy who was a journeyman in college, has seen time in the Pioneer League already, and the former Tulane Green Wave giving it a go. Actually, his Grizzly uniform combined with the color of the Rush uniform would make up his old college uniform.
How about that?
Some of the nicest unis in the country.
That one, too, again, it's high in the air, shallow right field. Johnson comes running in. He settles under. He makes the catch. Bluffing the attack is Arriola at second base, and the throw comes into third. Another pretty good swing from Manjurian. Just got it down towards the end of the bat and underneath it.
How about the arm of Kevin Johnson? A strike with room to go from the right field position to third.
Absolutely. It was a shallow fly ball, but as you mentioned, Jacob, he got a lot on that throw.
There was 30 more feet of airtime on that throw.
Oh, easily. Now it's left to Vincent Bird Jr. He popped out to second, his only at bat. Bird does have a couple RBIs on the young season. Looking to try to answer back. Swings the first pitch on the ground, right to Rodriguez. Gets it on the in-between hop. Deposits over to first to retire the side. We're through 3.5 innings here at Palm Springs Stadium. The Grizzly able to get a couple men aboard with a couple singles from Arriola and Hall, but the Grizzly not able to do anything with those base runners. The Rush will come back up in a moment, leading 2-0 when we return. We're set for the bottom of the 4th inning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Jacob Kronberg. Yuto Odaki getting back to work. They're going 3 innings to start the game. Delivers a curveball in the dirt and outside, 1-0. Allowing 2 runs back in the first, but he's delivered 2 consecutive scoreless frames. Fastball high, 2-0.
He's looked much calmer. He's pitched with a little more confidence in incorporating that looping curveball.
Working quickly is Odaki, definitely picking up the pace. And Johnson chops that one foul left side and off the camera well. Look out, Brian.
Brian didn't flinch. He was ready to make that play.
Brian, our cameraman, he means business.
Yeah, our tremendous photographer.
Yes. Worked with Brian during the summer. He really does a great job.
All
Very hard worker.
All the pics you guys see online in articles, courtesy of our man Brian down the left field line right now.
That's right. 3-1 the count to Johnson. Flew out to center his only at bat. Here's the 3-1. That's it on the ground. Koguri stays down on it from the shortstop position across the diamond, and he gets Johnson by a half step, who was hustling the entire way up the line.
There was a slight bobble that handcuffed Kogure a little bit. Actually, it looks like Jose Martinez, now that he turns around, is checked in. Handcuffed him a little bit, but still got him by a step.
And that has been a little bit of a theme on some of these ground balls. The way it can hop up on you as it gets to the infield dirt. Not sure, do I charge it? Do I wait back on it? Howard Rodriguez will dig back in. Second baseman batting in the 7th spot. He takes a strike on the outer half. Popped out to shallow right field, his only at bat coming in the 2nd. takes a strike on the outer half, 0-2. So he bats with 1 out and nobody on base, with his Rush leading 2-0 over the Grizzly in the bottom of the 4th. Rush getting 2 runs to open their bottom of the 1st inning. It's been quiet since. So that fastball is just high, 1-2. We're getting some extra chatter now from the Rush dugout. Odaki, so with the 1-2, he winds and deals. Breaking ball taken down and away, 2-2.
There's a few more defensive changes out there. It looks like Desmond Gates has entered defensively at center field. And I believe at second base is Tomokai Shirei.
The 2-2. That ball's hit hard in the left field, deep down the line. This could be trouble. That ball's off the middle of the wall, and it bounces away from Vincent Bird Jr. Pulling in the second base, standing up, is Rodriguez. That's his 2nd hit of the season, 1st extra base hit, and that was a shot high off the left field wall.
Now batting the shortstop, number 10, Ready Tatenchi.
Calling games out here during the summer and the young season in the Winter League. That's probably the loudest I've heard a ball bang off of the wall here at Palm Springs Stadium. Now it's Freddie Tatenchi. Bounced out to first base, his only at bat. RBI chance as well, 1 out with a man at second base. Slide step taken upstairs, 1-0. 1 out, Howard Rodriguez at second base after he doubles off the left field wall. Check on the runner, couple looks back at him from Odaki. He slide steps and deals. He gets the high strike call, 1-1. Rush will be very happy to put up a 3rd run, a little bit of insurance. These are short games, only 7 innings here at the CWL. Odaki slide steps. That breaking ball is low, 2-1. Odaki set once again. Pretty good lead at second from Rodriguez. That ball's lined out to shortstop, off the glove of Martinez, off his head too, into left field. Going to third is Rodriguez. He's being waved home. Here's the throw of the play. Rodriguez is going to be safe at the plate. Goodness, a bizarre play all the way around. It will go down as a base hit and an RBI for Tlatenchi. It hit off the glove of Martinez initially, and then it hit off his head and kind of clanked out into left center field. Rodriguez had to hold up at second, thinking the ball had a chance to be caught, but he was able to come around and slide in safely. And that gives the Rush a very important insurance run as they lead 3-0 over the Grizzly in the bottom of the 4th. Tlatenchi also able to go to second on the throw. So another RBI chance for Lashley. As he takes strike 1. Noah Lashley, pitcher by trade. Some might even call him a pitcher only. He popped out to second, his only at bat. Chance for him to drive in a run. Something like that would make the Rush dugout go absolutely nuts, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, they're feeling it. The camaraderie is there. These guys have spent about a week and change together now.
That slide step, check swing, and no swing from Lashley on the breaking ball in the dirt.
I'm going to run through all these defensive changes. They're settled out now. So we've got Yuto Odaki on the mound. Jackson Murphy still behind the plate. Vincent Bird Jr. moved from left to first. Tomokai Shirei is playing second. Jose Martinez at short. And Waturo Kumagai is at the hot corner.
Swing and a miss right there from Lashley.
But we're not done yet. We're not done yet, Evan.
Wow.
Will Manchurian out to play left, so he and Bird swapped. And then Desmond Gates is in center field. It looks like Jake Hall's remained in right. So a near hockey line change out of Jared Lemieux.
Well done, Jacob.
Thank you. I tried.
1-2 the count. Lashley off the end of the bat Out to the shortstop Martinez. He's able to make the catch. Looked like for maybe just a moment, Lashley had enough on that ball to get it into center field. Just got it down towards the end. L6 for those keeping score at home. Now there's 2 outs with Tlatenchi looming at second base. Back to the top of the order we go. It's Anthony Lipsy. Doubled and scored back in the first, flew out to right in the third. Odaki deals, curveball down and away, 1-0. We've seen Yuto Odaki go with a good handful of those curveballs down and away to the right-handed batter. They have not been effective this inning. Here's the 1-0, slide step. That's in the air center field. It's pretty well hit. It chases Gates back, and he makes the catch a couple steps shy of the track in front of the State Farm sign, shaded towards right center field. That retires the side in the 4th inning, but not before the Rush, able to put a run on the board thanks to the RBI single from Freddie Tlatenchi to drive Rodriguez around. To the top of the 5th we go, the Rush leading the Grizzly 3-0. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Evan Schmeiser, joined by Jacob Kronberg. We're just about set for the top of the 5th inning. Alec Pascal will get back to work after scoring this game, going 4 shutout innings, only allowing 3 hits, striking out 4, issuing 1 hit by pitch. And that's off the handle of Pamilia and caught by the first baseman, Michael Cooper. Ends up throwing the ball away as he starts throwing it around the horn. Nonetheless, 1 pitch, 1 out for Pascal, and he's cruising on the mound with 1 out in the 5th inning.
Well, we saw him he had to work out of some trouble in the last inning, giving up back-to-back singles with 1 out. But that quick first down, maybe that gets him back into rhythm to what we saw in the first 3 innings.
And other than the Kogure double back in the first, that's been the only real threat the Grizzly have put up. As Murphy takes a fastball in the outer half, 0-1.
I got to be impressed. We've seen him twice out of the pen, but it's a different animal. It's a different mentality to come in and have to start a game, and not just start it, but go deep into it.
0-1. Pascal working out the stretch at the moment, and he delivers a strike 0-2 on the outer half. Murphy struck out looking his only at-bat coming in the 3rd. He bats with 1 out, nobody on base for the Grizzly in the top of the 5th inning, trailing 3-0. That ball's ripped in the right field, in there for a base hit. Johnson over to his left to get it. Pretty big turn from Murphy. He'll hold up wisely at first base. 4th hit of the day for the Grizzly. Murphy's 1 for 2.
Good piece of hitting, got a fastball down and out, went with it out toward right field. Good back control by the catcher, Murphy. And now we're going to see some of those guys who came in as defensive replacements get at-bats with Desmond Gates at the top of the order.
As Jacob just mentioned, Desmond Gates will dig in the left-handed batter's box. His first at-bat of the game. He bats with 1 out, Murphy over at first base. Open stance, the Rush will look to turn 2. He swings the first pitch, he hits that one foul, right past the first base coach's box and rattling around the Grizzly bullpen. The first baseman, Cooper, keeping Murphy close over at first. So big hole on the right side for the lefty Gates. Longer look in from Pascal. He stepped off for a moment. Now he's back set and ready. He delivers the 0-1. Swinging again. That ball's looped down the left field line. On the run is Lipsy, and it's going to drop foul into the Rush bullpen. Now the count moves to 0-2 on Gates. So he'll walk his way towards the batter's box. The Rush infielders taking an extra moment to get back to their spots. The bullpens from both teams are quiet. At the moment, Pascal will ride it out for the Rush, along with Yuto Odaki for the Grizzly. After that foul ball, Pascal looks back in for a sign, gazes over at first for a moment. He's set and ready to deal the 0-2. That breaking ball's taken in the dirt. Good play by Lolo Williams, keeping it around home plate. Gates might have thought about it for a moment at the plate. The count moves to 1-2 nonetheless.
Hey, we talk about how efficient Pascal has been. We are middle of the fifth inning, and he's about to throw only pitch number 50.
Talk about efficient. That's part of what happens when you don't walk anybody.
It'll play for sure. Take that any day of the week.
The 1-2. That fouls it off the hands, but carries pretty well to right field. Right at Kevin Johnson. He squeezes it to put it away for out number 2. It did seem like that ball got down towards the handle of Gates, but it really traveled well.
You kind of rolled up the bat as he hit it out there.
Now I'll bring up Tomokai Shirei, batting in the second spot in the order for Sam Frontino. He'll dig into the right-handed batter's box now with 2 outs. Murphy looming at first with the Grizzly trailing 3-0. That fastball's right down the chute, 0-1 the count.
Another first pitch strike. Establishing that, getting ahead of these Grizzly hitters is what's led to the success for Pascal today.
It's everything. Shirei 0 for 5 in his first 3 games, looking for that first hit. Pascal deals the 0-1. That breaking ball is sliced down the right field line, out of play. Late swing on a breaking ball from Shirei. And he falls behind 0-2. Shirei, along with many of the bench players for the Grizzly, looking to get some kind of rally going in the top of the 5th, with their Grizzly trailing 3-0 to the Rush. Here's the 0-2 from Pascal. That curveball just outside. It looked like Josh Garcia might have flinched for a moment behind the plate. The count moves to 1-2. We'll do it again. Pascal looks back in. Cooper keeping the runner close at first. Rodriguez, the second baseman, in a couple steps onto the dirt. Pascal, the 1-2. Fastball. That ball's lined in the right center field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Johnson over to get it. Stopping at second base is Murphy. The 2-out single from Tomokai Shirei puts men on first and second with 2 outs for the Grizzly. And the tying run will come to the plate with Jose Martinez. His Grizzly trail 3-0. Possibly the best opportunity they've had in just a moment. Grizzly able to put 2 men on back in the 4th with 1 out. Not able to do anything. Once again, men on first and second. The first pitch is high, 1-0.
Tides can shift in a hurry, Evan. String another hit or 2 together here with this 2-out rally. Capture some momentum.
Here's the 1-0 from Pascal. That's popped straight up behind home plate. Looks like it'll get out of play, and it does. About 5 or 6 rows in front of us.
I lost that one in the air, I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's one of the few disadvantages of having a roof.
That one went up. I thought for a second we were going to have a play on it. You saw me. I took all the computer screens down.
Oh, yeah,
just in
yes,
case.
yes. You were
just
ready,
in
Jacob.
case.
We do have 4 computers up here. Very technologically savvy. The 1-1, that breaking ball Take it on the inside corner, 1-2. Jose Martinez did not think so. He thought that ball looped the plate. Martinez of the Grizzly behind 1-2. 2 on, 2 outs. Grizzly trail 3-0 in the top of the 5th inning. Pascal trying to work through his 5th inning. That breaking ball is outside 2-2. Pretty good take right there for Martinez.
The Rush bullpen is quiet. The Grizzly bullpen appears quiet. They're letting these starters go.
It's a cool thing to see. We'll do it again. Pascal set. Here's the 2-2. Fastball on the outside corner. A called strike 3. Jose Martinez goes down looking. 5th strikeout of the game for Alec Pascal. For the 2nd straight inning, he works out of a jam with 2 men on base. He's through 5 shutout innings, preserving a 3-0 lead for his Rush. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. The Rush looking to add a little bit of insurance when we return. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, set for the bottom of the 5th inning. Rush will get back to work offensively, leading the Grizzly 3-0. Yuto Odaki back out for the 5th inning after getting the start. He delivers a fastball on the outside corner to Austin De La Cruz, 0-1 the count. De La Cruz getting his first at-bat of the day after he came on to pinch run for Jorge Duran, who injured himself rounding first base in the 3rd inning after a single. He's behind in the count 0-2. Odaki working quickly. That 0-2 is in the dirt 1-2, trying another breaking ball.
De La Cruz, just a 22-year-old, comes from Hawaii. Played in the Suncoast Conference at Beloit College. Was a .339 hitter there.
And he takes outside 2-2 on another breaking ball. Yuto Odaki, he's battled so far. He's scoured the 3 runs. He's put up a couple zeros, only 5 hits allowed. And he's only allowed 1 walk. That's been huge from both pitchers, limiting the free passes. As that's off the end of the bat from De La Cruz. Out to the shortstop, Martinez. Fires across the diamond, and he gets his man by half a step. De La Cruz hustling the entire way up the line.
Another strong throw from Martinez, but it's the 2nd ground ball we've seen since he's come in. That's handcuffed him a little bit. You could see him. He turns around after that play. He's kind of pounding the heel of his glove, trying to soften things up.
Now it'll be Cooper. Already established himself as one of the premier hitters here at the CWL across all 9 teams. RBI single back in the first inning, struck out looking in the third. Swings the first pitch on a couple hops to the first baseman, Vincent Bird Jr., who takes it to the bag himself. 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the 5th inning. Yuto Odaki looks as sharp as ever late in the ballgame.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 22, McCoy Pierce.
That'll bring up McCoy Pierce. He'll bat with 2 outs and nobody on base. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first and walked in the third. He takes a breaking ball at the knees, 0-1. That walk coming to Pierce, the only walk issued by Odaki, who's gone through 4 2/3 innings, only allowing 5 hits and 3 runs. That breaking ball is in the dirt, 1-1. Well, Odaki's done with what you want for a starter. Keeping his team in the game, Grizzly only trail 3-0. So that fastball is at the knees on the inner half, 1-2. Good fastball. Working quickly. He deals the 1-2, and that's on the outside corner for a called strike 3. 1, 2, 3, go the rush. Yuto Odaki of the Grizzly is through 5 innings. Outstanding performance in the start. Only 3 runs allowed on the 5 hits and only 1 walk. We've seen a tremendous pitching duel so far. To the 6th inning we go with the rush, still leading 3-0.
Top of the 6th, the Rush lead the Grizzly 3-0. Jacob Kronberg, Evan Schmeiser on the CWL YouTube. First pitch swinging, Waturo Kumagai floats a fly ball out to left field. Drifting over and making the catch is Lashley for out number 1.
Now batting, number 11, Ethan Baker.
Jacob, we can't say enough. The pitching in this match between the Rush and the Grizzly, just outstanding. And not a whole lot of strikeouts either.
Pinch hitter and first pitch swinging is Baker. He drills it down the left field line. Lashley over again, and he makes the catch drifting into foul territory. 2 pitches, 2 outs. So by virtue, you got to think Will Manjurian's going to take a pitch here.
You would think, but Pascal's been so impressive getting ahead in the count where it's a pick your poison situation. I was just saying a moment ago, it's been refreshing to see solid defense played all the way around and an old-fashioned pitcher's duel with the ball being put in play all over the place.
Taking all the ways Manjurian, he takes strike 1. Looks like Matthew Crossley has entered the game defensively in right field.
And if you're the Grizzly, it is starting to get late for you. At this point, down to just 4 outs to play with. And at this rate, there's nobody up in the Rush bullpen. Pascal, I would think he's looking to go the distance. So the count moves to 1-2 on Manjurian.
Yeah, Pascal just looking to churn through this 6th inning in 1-2-3 fashion if he can get Manjurian here. The 1-2 home. Cutter runs down and in, ball 2.
Yeah, just something for the Grizzlies, some kind of bleeder or Texas lead, or even a hard hit ball. You just need a couple base runners, at least bring that tying run to the plate.
Pascal working from a belt tie set first base side of the rubber. 2-2 breaking ball, pulled foul. We do have a right-hander up in the Grizzly pen. Defensively, Chi Yuan Koo has entered for Anthony Lipsy at third. Right on left the matchup, though the infield outfield straight away. Pascal goes home, curveball, flailed on and missed for strike 3. Another 1-2-3 inning for Alec Pascal, a scoreless 6th. He's gone 6 scoreless as the Rush starter. Toronto in front, 3-zip going to the bottom half of the 6th on the CWL YouTube. Home half of the 6th, the Rush looking to add on to their 3-0 lead. Lolo Williams goes after the first pitch, hits it into the hole, and it's off the end of the glove of Jose Martinez. It's going to be a single off the outreach glove of Martinez for Lolo Williams. To begin things in this home 6th, Rush in front, 3-zip. Matthew Crosley gets his first at-bat of the game. Was a defensive replacement for Kevin Johnson in the last half inning. First pitch to Crosley, popped up, left side. The third baseman running in. Kumagai can't get there, it lands foul.
It's a good effort from Kumagai coming charging in from the third base spot. I would have liked to see Jackson Murphy make more of an attempt to get that pop-up. He was the closest man to it. Maybe he didn't see it right away, but once that ball hit the ground, he was still standing right by home plate.
Yeah, I think he thought that was more pushed out toward the edge of the grass. Odaki ahead in the count, 0-1. Good breaking ball. Swung on and missed for strike 2.
There's a couple of mistakes in the field, too. Odaki trying to work around. That first play went down as a hit, but it's a ball that the shortstop Martinez probably wants back. And then you get the no play on the drop pop-up.
0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Hops away from Murphy. Williams taking off. Sidearm throw from Murphy down to second. Is late and wide of the bag, and Williams moves up 90 feet into scoring position via the wild pitch.
It was a good effort from Murphy behind the plate, but we've seen several breaking balls from Odaki going down and away, several of them even hitting the dirt, and Murphy's been excellent blocking the entire game. But that one just skipped much shorter than the other ones, and not much he could have done to keep it around him.
Did everything he could. 1-2 curveball misses down and out. The count evens up to Crosley.
If you're Odaki and the Grizzly, you're already trailing 3-0 in the bottom of the 6th. He got him almost got a swing on the breaking ball away. I'd go with a fastball towards the inner half this time.
Long pause for Odaki. The 2-2 fouled back and out of play. Crosley still looking for his first hit of the year. Two balls, 2 strikes the count. Odaki checks Williams at second. Being held on by Shirei. Letter high set. 2-2. Lace toward left field. It's down for a base hit. Manjurian charging. They're waving Lolo Williams around third. Throws cut off. Kumagai's exchange home. They don't get him. Lolo Williams slides in safely, feet first, on the inside part of the plate, going away from the Murphy tag. It's an RBI single for Matt Crosley. He moves to second on the throw, and more insurance for the Rush. They lead 4-0.
Well, outstanding for Matt Crosley, able to deliver a big insurance run right there. He got that fastball towards the inner half. He really turned on. That ball was hard into left field. And it was a strong throw from Manjurian, who came up firing. If anything, it looked a little bit like Murphy behind the plate. It was kind of came forward to get that ball. I think if he waited back, let the ball travel by itself a little bit more, he would have had a much easier tag attempt, and then maybe he would have gotten Williams at the plate.
Throw beat Williams. Tremendous slide. When that ball came in, I thought they were going to get him. I thought that was our successful relay throw in.
Yeah, I saw you next to me, Jacob. Like you were getting ready to be all fired up.
I was ready to go, but an even more impressive slide.
Well, now with all that said, I can't wait to see an out at the plate and have you call that.
Might catch me jumping out this press box. So Crosley on second, nobody out. Howard Rodriguez, the batter, takes a fastball on the inner edge, called a strike. Rodriguez began the game as the second baseman for the Rush, and with the recent defensive changes, he switched over to shortstop when Leroy Williams came in. Short lead for Crosley. Odaki does give a look. And the 0-1 misses, ball 1. Leroy Williams waits on deck. Will be his first at-bat of the game as the infield is playing Rodriguez to pull. Odaki's 1-1 below the knees, ball 2. Odaki staggered stance first base side of the mound. The 2-1. Lifted, foul toward the batting cages, down the right field line. And an even 2-ball, 2-strike count.
There's a couple patterns I think we might end up seeing with the starting pitchers. It's good to see they're getting stretched out. I think we'll definitely be seeing starting pitchers go further and further into the games. But with limited pitching staffs, we might see situations like this, that ball sprayed foul down the right field line, where you're limited with how many guys can come out of the bullpen. So even though you might be struggling a bit towards the end of your outing, they have to leave you out there.
It's that depends which trend you want to go. As you mentioned, not too many starters. You do play almost every day. So if a guy goes out there and throws 75, 80 pitches plus, he's probably out for 2-3 days. So it's the mix of if he's going, you let him ride, you let him finish the game and save the other arms. But sometimes you may have to chop those games up in what they call the bullpen games in the big leagues and have all 4 or 5 of your guys throw 2 innings and see what happens, save them for the next day, bring them right back. As the breaking ball misses to Rodriguez, pushing the count full. Crosley off second, not forced anywhere. Can't expect he'll run on this 3-2 pitch. Shirei holding him on. Odaki gives him a look, and the payoff pitch on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. Rodriguez beckoning that it hit him on the forearm. But instead, he's down looking, and quickly out of the dugout is Jared Lemieux. He will signal down the right field line for his bullpen, and it looks like Odaki's day is done after 5 1/3. 4-0 Rush leading. We'll take a break with this call to the pen on the CWL YouTube. Sam Frontino in to pitch for the Grizzly. And he starts off LaRue Williams with a fastball on the outer half that is swung through for strike 1. First at bat of the game for Williams came in as a defensive replacement for Freddie Latenci. Frontino checks the man on second, kicks and goes home, and picks off the outer edge with another heater called strike 2. Lolo Williams singled to start the inning, went to second on a wild pitch, then came around to score on a close play at the plate on the Matt Crosley single. Crosley at second base now. 0-2 to Williams, cut on and missed, strike 3. Quick 3-pitch punch out for Sam Frontino out of the bullpen. 2 outs now in the home 6th.
Understandably so, Frontino is in a little bit of a mop-up role with his Grizzly trailing the Rush 4-0. I just want to mention one more time just how excellent Yuto Odaki was. His final line might look a little bit deceiving as he wore down towards the end, but he was outstanding.
Successful day nonetheless. Manuel Ochoa into pinch hit. Bounces the first pitch to the right side. Shirei got it, and a toss to first gets Ochoa to end the inning. Rush tack on one more. They lead 4-0 going to the top of the last on the CWL YouTube. Top of the last inning, the Rush leading the Grizzly 4-0. Jacob Kronberg joined by Evan Schmeiser on the California Winter League YouTube. New pitcher into the game for the Rush, it's Manuel Ochoa, the right-handed throwing two-way, who just bounced out to end last inning. He faces Vincent Bird Jr., who fouls the first pitch fastball back into the netting for strike one. Bird 0 for 2, a pop out to the second baseman and a ground out to the second baseman. Big, strong left-handed bat, holds it parallel to the ground over his back shoulder, and he offers at a changeup for strike two. Ochoa has not pitched yet this season. 1 for 8 over his at-bats thus far. But making his debut on the mound with his team up 4-zip, piggybacking the impeccable performance by Alec Pascal. 0-2 to Bird, chopped foul around home plate.
Yeah, it really doesn't get much more impressive than Alec Pascal today. And the first time we've really seen an excellent ace-like outing without lighting up the strikeout numbers. Only 6 strikeouts through the 6 innings for Pascal, but he let his fielders work, induced a whole lot of weak contact. He got a lot of balls in the air, took advantage of the wind blowing in, too.
Ochoa's 0-2 sails on everybody. Straight back to the screen it goes.
Just a little bit outside is all.
Yeah, we'll say that one slipped. 1-2 the count to Bird.
And granted, if you're Ochoa, it's not a safe situation. You're up 4-0. You have the bottom of the order coming up. Just throw strikes as best you can.
1-2 to Bird Jr. misses upstairs. Count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's Vincent Bird Jr., Anthony Pamilia, and Jackson Murphy due up for the Grizzly. Ochoa kicks and goes. 2-2, skied high left side. Left fielder Lashley moving toward the line, now drifts in and makes the shoulder high catch for the out. It actually looks like McCoy Pierce went in defensively.
Either way, good execution from Manuel Ochoa. On a 2-2 pitch, he gave Bird a challenge fastball, caught the heart of the plate. Worst he could have done was make it a 4-1 game, and he skied it high in the air to center field. Left field, beg your pardon.
First pitch fastball misses on the outer half to Anthony Pamilia. One-0 popped up foul behind us in the press box by home plate.
I was ready for that one, Jacob.
Yeah, you were jumping out the seat.
Yeah, I was.
You were ready to go.
Yep.
Protect the computers. That's all I got to say. Protect the computers, Evan.
They are the priority, I suppose.
Ochoa kicks and goes. Good fastball. Cut on and missed. Up in the zone for strike 2.
And for Ochoa, I'd say don't try to do anything too cute. You got a very late swing on an elevated fastball just now. I'd go with that same pitch in the exact same spot, maybe a little bit higher if you want.
Goes down and out, missing. An even 2-ball, 2-strike count to Anthony Pamilia, who was 0 for 2, has bounced out and popped out. 4-0 Rush in front of the Grizzly. Toronto looking to improve to 3-1. And send the Grizz back to 500. 2-2. Cut on and missed. Strike 3. Low barreling sinker. Gets Pamilia to swing over it for the second out of the inning. And just like that, Alberta is down to its final life in the form of their catcher, Jackson Murphy. Struck out looking in the 3rd, singled in the 5th, trying to extend this ball game now in the 7th with his team down by 4. Off the line at first is Cooper, the rest of the infield in standard positioning. Ochoa out of the stretch, misses up and away for ball 1. 6 shutout innings, 5 hits allowed by Alec Pascal. He was spectacular for the boys in blue. 1-0, popped foul by Murphy, and out of play it goes.
And this was a game, Jacob, pitting 2 teams against each other who have pitched really, really well for the most part. And we knew something had to give. In this case, Pascal was just a little bit better than Yudo Odaki for the Rush.
1-1, bounced up the middle. the shortstop. Rodriguez there, sliding stop to his feet, throws to first, and gets Murphy to end the ball game. The Toronto Rush with a combined shutout between Alec Pascal and Manuel Ochoa in a 4-0 win over the Alberta Grizzly. Rush moved to 3-1. The Grizzly dropped to 2-2. Our game on the backfield today resulted in an 8-2 victory for the Canada A's over the Washington Blue Sox. Game 1 at the stadium was an 11-5 thumping in favor of the Lumberjacks, and our finale a shutout by the Rush. They win 4-0 in what was another tremendous day of California Winter League baseball. For Evan Schmeiser, I'm Jacob Kronberg. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Hope you enjoyed and have a fantastic afternoon.